created from scratch, right? And do you really want to? Or is there other stuff at play here? And so I think sometimes we get caught up in seeing other people's business and how it's rolling out, or the success of it, or the little pivot they're taking. And we get kind of like pulled along like a magnet almost. And we end up with a business that we didn't want. And you should be aware of that, right?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. That's, that's very interesting. And I wonder if this woman just really needs to, shift her approach and her mind frame. I mean, bravo to her for recognizing that she actually didn't have the best, the best intentions in the beginning. Like, she even saying about the competition, which is, old sister wound stuff, scarcity mindset, right? That more for her means less for me, and all that stuff, or even vice versa. I mean, that's one of the biggest mindset blocks that stop women from stepping into greater leadership and success, is actually they believe that if I get rich and successful, that means someone else isn't. And so I don't want to do that. Yeah. That's not abundance. No, that's right.
Not at all. So tell me a little bit about what to do if you can kind of self-identify what you think your strongest archetype is. Can you lean into that, or should you be trying to lean into the shadow? What do you do?
Yeah, definitely lean into the strengths of your strongest archetype. It's your zone of genius. It's who you are. You aren't gonna change much from that, right? And but bringing up the strengths and the expression of your shadow will allow you to create and achieve even more. So it's it's a good way to know, when you lean into this work and you discover more, it's like, oh, okay, that's why I so easily get, intimidated by that, or that's why that triggers me in that way. And you know your pitfalls before you fall into them. Like it's, you can almost like, you can avoid them before they happen, because you're going to know, oh, well, that part's going to be, that part of my launch I know is going to be really challenging for me, just for example. And so I'm going to make sure that I have extra support, or, I'm just going to actually, I'm going to hire someone else to do that part, because that's the part that I always get totally stressed out, and it drains my energy because that's not in my zone of genius, right? It's really classic stuff. But this is all information, because that's so important for us, because we can either think that we need to do it all because no one else is going to do it right, so we just have to do it ourselves, or else we think that, whatever it happens to be, like we're all going to have different strengths. So I guess I'll use a personal example. So I have an expert shadow. So that doesn't mean that I'm not an expert, like I said, or like the wise woman, the crone. That actually means that I'm very much her, but I don't like people to see me in that way. I don't like to express that side of me. One of the shadows of the wise woman is rigidness, and that things have to be done in the right way because she knows the right way to do them, and not being open to different ways to doing them. So knowing that that's like the shadow of my shadow, right? Whenever I catch myself with like a scrunched up face and getting a certain tone of voice with my beautiful wife, who's also my business partner, because she hasn't done something in the way that she's supposed to be doing them, then I go, oh, okay, take a step take a breath, take a step back, because I'm catching myself in that shadow aspect, and then I can catch myself and I can say, okay, So how were you thinking we were doing this? Is this a, hey, you know what? Actually, this works too. There's just more information for me to work with and to avoid those kinds of, like those pitfalls, like I was saying.
And of course, there's a train.
I know. I was. My 4-year-old would be so excited.
I know, right? It's like live radio. There's a train. There's nothing I can do about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's so great. Like, so fantastic to think about how you could use the strength and the shadow to manifest and achieve and show up in such an empowered role in your life, in your business, your career, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's key because, to use another example, the creatrix, lots of ideas, so inspired, like typically multi-passionate, like she's the woman that that knows Reiki, makes her own flower essences, teaches yoga, does is dabbling in Arcturian light healing, and also does like it's just
I
like
want to hang out with her. She sounds like fun.
Right. And she paints, and she, she's a great singer. Like this, like
it
everything,
sounds like you.
Right? Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's like I said, the creatrix, right? But the shadow of that is too many ideas, no focus. So when a woman like that thinks like, yeah, I want to be in business for myself, it's like, which avenue do I pick? What do I like? Which passion do I choose? And so knowing that that's the downfall of that side, it's like lean on the strengths of the wise woman to give you some bigger picture vision, to give you some structure, to help you with some systems. But because the creatrix doesn't always want to commit to one thing because they think, but I love all these things, all these modalities.
Yeah.
So there's an interesting pairing within everyone between what is playing out with what they're expressing and what I can usually very quickly identify with someone in their business or in their leadership within their their corporate job or their organization, where they're tripping up on, and it's off. It's always in the shadow.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so is there like one of the archetypes that we could lean into for more abundance, more money?
That's a great question.
A combination of all of them?
Yeah. Well, yeah, great question. Of course, it's suiting for money rock stars. But I really think that it's your own authenticity. It's the harmony of your own strengths and shadows that will bring you the prosperity that you seek. So it isn't just that there is
tap
the
into
one.
The creatrix.
No, because it's you're playing a unique chord. If we think in terms of music, like these are all frequencies, and you have you're putting out certain music, and when you really get things working in harmony, then that's your power. However, to answer your question in a different way, because of course, through the archetypes, I love working with goddesses. One of my favorite goddesses to work with for financial abundance and prosperity is Lakshmi. And she's a Hindu goddess of abundance, prosperity, and she is, she just has like gold coins spilling out of her hands, and and I actually have a free meditation that I'd be happy to share with with the listeners. That it's a guided visualization with Lakshmi, and I'd be happy to share that.
Oh, I love that. I love her. She's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, that would be awesome. Well, we will put that in the show notes.
Great.
So that people can get that. So tell us a little bit about how it is to work with you, what you offer. If somebody is kind of inspired and intrigued, what can they do?
That would be great. My website's strengthandsoul.com, like I said earlier in the show. And I love working with women in groups because, like I said, I have been attending and facilitating women's circles for so many years, and I truly see the magic and the power when women come together and start being real with themselves and with one another. And so I do lead a Sacred Sister business mind, which is Goddess Dream School. And that is, I'm only running it once a year, however. So otherwise, I do one-on-one mentoring, and that's a way for us to really deep dive into archetypes and your leadership and your spirituality, your rituals, right? Your success rituals around your business. And then, of course, I really do specialize in launch strategies that, for online launches that are soul aligned. And I know it's become such a buzzword, but I haven't yet found a better way to describe what it is. And especially because archetypes really are, coming through us at that soul level. So soul aligned marketing and launch strategies, because we are looking at your feminine archetypes.
Nice. And I was in the Dream School, and it was amazing.
Mm-hmm.
It was
so great to have you.
Amazing, robust experience. I learned so much about myself and how I show up in the world. And yeah, it was fabulous. And then, of course, you have your moon circles.
Yes, my Moon Magic Sisterhood is not business focused, but that is my monthly membership, where we have the monthly new moon circle, which is virtual, and you get a full moon meditation sent to your email, and there's a monthly Luniversity class, which is, so there's either me or a guest teacher that does a workshop class every month, and you also have the private group, and that's like ongoing reminders and for working with the lunar phases, for your manifestation, for your healing, and for remembering your wisdom. That's really key. It's remembering your wisdom. It's not mine. I mean, I'll teach you what I know and what I think is cool, but we're all in there to remember our own deep wisdom, to remember our own magic and power.
Yeah, and you don't have to have like all the things going on. Like, you don't have to follow the exact lunar cycle on a map and all that stuff. To me, it's a feeling way of moving through this. Mm-hmm. And I can now that I have, like, I consciously have this in my life, I know what's going on with the moon just based on how I feel. And I might not be like to the day, like it's waxing moon or whatever, but I kind of nail it around, within a day or so.
That's so great. Like, you've really embodied it now, so that it's
all I follow now.
Yeah.
Right? Like, after we spent time together, it was like, I really like this energy. I hold a lot of masculine energy as it is. And so it's almost like this kind of feminine lunar energy was almost my shadow side. Mm-hmm. And so I really leaned into that. And especially after Goddess Dream School.
Yeah. Oh, that's so great.
Yeah. So, and if people out there listening are interested in learning more about the lunar cycle and how you can use it within your own life, definitely chat to Flora and get involved in her group, because
Yeah.
so much